Introduction to Ethics, our first lesson. Today we are going to talk about genesis of ethics, history of ethics, types of ethics, importance of business ethics. Morality, like all other social phenomena, has historically formed and developed. The emergence of morality is associated with the formation of society, especially social labor. The criterion of good and evil was determined by what was for the benefit or harm of the clan and tribe. The question what is right and what is wrong gave birth to ethical and unethical codes. Genesis of ethics. The word ethics is derived from the Greek word ethos, which means way of living. A code of conduct of human being living in a society. There is a synonyms of the word ethics. We can use the synonyms like proper, fair, just, right, and ethical. One of the authors of Manual of Ethics that is still used by the people, Mackenzie, defines such as the study of what is right or good in human conduct, or the science of the ideal involved in human life. History of ethics. Ludovic XIV was the first monarch to transform the palace ceremonial into the dramatized show with an elaborate script. It was he who became the firm of etiquette in the modern sense. So etiquette that is used as a label for the clothes, for some product, and before it is used in the palace ceremonial in France in order to enter or in order to have a visit in order to be able to visit the Ludovic XIV, where was written the instructions how to talk with Ludovic, how to speak, and etc. History of ethics, an academic field since the 1970s. So during the 1960s, corporations found themselves increasingly under attack over unethical conduct. As a response to these, corporations, most notably in the USA, developed social responsibility programs which usually involved charitable donations and funding local community projects. Business schools and large universities began to incorporate social responsibility courses into their syllabi around this time, but it was mostly focused on the law and management strategy. Types of ethics: normative ethics, social ethics, professional ethics, and personal ethics. So let's look for each of the types of the ethics. First one, it is a normative ethics. Normative ethics, it is a branch of moral philosophy, ethics or moral rules that have direct implications upon the human actions and institutions. It includes decision-making abilities on moral principles that direct good and bad lead. The other type, it is a personal ethics. Personal ethics, this refers to a person's own code of ethics with regard to scenarios involving other people and circumstances that they encounter in everyday life. It is an individual's own moral guide of sorts. Social ethics. Social ethics, it governs the rightness of an action that is based on fairness, justice, poverty, and the right of an individual from a particular society or community. In short, it determines how the society itself regulates the values that operate moral law within that society. And last type of the ethics, it is professional ethics. Professional ethics, this refers to a code of conduct, rules, and regulations which are to be followed by individuals within a professional space or business environment. It guides people on how to behave or conduct themselves when in contact with other people or institutions in such an environment. So mostly we are going to talk as an example of the professional ethics, business ethics. Ethics in work is not subjective, but it is clearly defined by employer. Importance of business ethics. Good business ethics promote good business, acting as an engine for economic development and thereby increase the goodwill. It helps to create mutual trust and confidence in relationship. Can help to improve ethical decision making by providing managers with the appropriate knowledge and tools that allow them to correctly identify, diagnose, analyze, and provide solutions to the ethical problems and dilemmas they are confronted with. Helps the business to face the challenge. Makes simple. How organizations shape ethical conduct. So firstly, they shape with the ethical awareness. Code of conduct, formal statement that defines how the organization expects and requires employees to resolve ethical questions. Being aware that they need to solve the ethical issues or they have to follow the ethical issues. The other step it is ethical education. Codes of conduct cannot detail a solution for every ethical situation, so corporations provide training in ethical reasoning. So they have to educate their employees about the ethics. Ethical action, helping employees recognize and reason through ethical problems and turning them into ethical actions. So they have to behave on the frame of the ethics. And the last one, it is ethical leadership. Executives must demonstrate ethical behavior in their actions. So because of the top management is the one who is making decisions, who should be a role model for others, they should also follow all the ethics. That's why ethical leadership it is about that their behavior should be on the frame of the ethics. Integrity is doing the right thing even if nobody is watching. So it is about all our workers or employees of the organizations. It doesn't matter if there is someone or not, if everyone will follow the code of conduct or ethics for the benefits of the company, and it is beneficial for the employees too. Thank you very much. In conclusion, today we discussed about what does mean ethics, about the genesis of ethics, about the history of ethics, and what the types of the ethics, and about the business ethics. At home, try to repeat about the subjects that we discussed today, and at the same time try to answer for these questions: how to be ethical, why business ethics are important, find elements of business ethics, what is the history of the business ethics in Kyrgyzstan. Thank you very much, dear students. See you next lesson.